my channel. I know I've been gone for a hot minute, but stay tuned. Throughout the video, I'm going to be giving you guys a little chit-chat life update. But if you guys didn't know, I moved to Toronto in a stunning loft, which I will be doing a loft tour very shortly when I get all my furniture in. But for this video today, I've kept it nice and simple. I've been getting asked questions all the time how I do this really pretty smoked out liner, and it's seriously so easy to achieve. So if you aren't amazing at makeup, this video is for you. Stay tuned if you want a little chit-chat life update and how to get this makeup look. Alrighty guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is prime my face. Does it ever feel good to be back filming with you guys? We have so much to talk about. Okay, so I'm gonna be going into my Smashbox Primerizer, and you guys know this is my ride or die. It just really hydrates your face without giving you that like tacky texture. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm just gonna put that all over, bringing that down into my neck and rubbing it in. So next up, I'm gonna be doing the Too Faced Peach Perfect matte foundation, and this is in the shade Vanilla. I've actually really been liking this foundation lately. Normally, I'm like a dewy girl, but it's nice to test out different products. So this is me stepping outside of my comfort zone. And then we're just gonna use a beauty sponge and blend this in. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna be doing is concealing. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer in the shade 22. If you guys are testing out this concealer, it does oxidize quite a bit. So I put it on and it's usually pretty light, and then it oxidizes darker. So that's something to keep in mind if you are swatching this in the store. I actually do really like this concealer. It's super lightweight, but you can really build on the product to give you like more of that full coverage. But definitely this is like a really good concealer to keep in your kit because it just helps, the product works. The product works, there we go, on so many different skin textures. And you can see just how fast that was to buff into the skin, and it just gives you like such a nice bright under eye. I love concealer that just does its job. It's not hard to use, and it doesn't crease. I have been getting seriously so blind. I just got a new prescription, and my prescription pretty much doubled from the last time I went, which doubling is like pretty bad, I think. And now even looking in this mirror while I film, it's like getting so bad. I swear it's from my MacBook or my desktop Mac, iMac, there we go. Because it's such a big screen and it's so bright all the time. I'm pretty sure that's why. Okay, so I'm going to just be bronzing up my face, not doing anything too chiseled or harsh. And I'm using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I love this because it smells so delicious. And it's a nice like cool tone bronzer, so you can get away with kind of contouring and sculpting your face, but giving you more of that like bronze look. So I'm just gonna do my cheekbones. I'm just using a fluffy brush just to get this on the majority of my face. Okay guys, so it has been a hot minute, and if you guys don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you need to. But if you don't follow me on Instagram, you will know that I moved from my house in Greenbank, which Greenbank is like country town, farm town. I lived beside a farm, like you guys can kind of get it. It is really tiny town. I had one restaurant in my whole town, like that's the reference that I always give. So I moved from Greenbank to Toronto. I live in this stunning loft in Toronto. I am so excited to show you guys and just create content. It's just like such a good atmosphere. And I feel like, especially with the job that I do, I needed to be surrounded by a really cool atmosphere that inspired me and allowed me to like create cool content, and you know what I mean? So I think that this is a really great step in the right direction, but that is why I've been so MIA. Definitely takes a lot out of you looking for condos and going downtown and seeing different places and furniture shopping and all of that. And honestly, I wanted to film content, but I knew my head just wouldn't be all there. And when I'm filming content, especially if I'm being creative, like you have to be 100% committed to it, or everything reads on camera. And if you're in a bad mood, it reads. Like sometimes I watch different influencers on YouTube, and like I can tell when they're in a bad mood. And I don't think it's like, obviously we all have mood swings and we all have things going on in our life, but I think you really want to try to film and be online when you're giving off the best energy. And obviously, like Instagram and all of that, like you don't always want to create like this picture perfect life, but I also don't want to be like crabby and like moody online with you guys. You know what I mean? So I think I just needed a little bit of a hiatus to get everything done. I moved in. I'm waiting on furniture. So once I get all my furniture in, I will show you guys the full shebang, but I'm really, really excited, and that's why I've been so MIA, but I'm excited to get into a routine of things and film for you guys. Right now, my studio is like huge floor-to-ceiling lights, and it's just such a cool atmosphere, so I think I'm gonna really, really enjoy it, and I'm excited to film more. If you guys have any like ideas for what you want to see, because I'm definitely gonna get into a routine of filming like twice a week or even more, then let me know down below. I'm picking up my Makeup Forever little quad. It has a blush and like a contour shade, so I'm just gonna quickly contour my nose with this shade. Contouring my nose is something that I like have to do every single day. Everybody is like, you have the cutest nose, but it's like, yeah, because I contoured it for 30 minutes. So I'm just going to quickly do this. And whenever you're contouring your nose, you always want to make sure that you're using a cool tone product. You never want to have like an orange nose. You want it to just look like that's your natural nose shape. So that's why I'm switching to like an actual contour shade instead of my bronzer. And you just want to bring this slimmer than the actual shape of your nose. And then I'm just going to blend it, always blending back into like my brow bone here. It's purple right now. This is definitely purple. I think I used a dirty brush, guys, because I think my nose is purple right now. Yep, I think so. I'm just gonna keep blending. And that's the great thing about makeup. Like when you make a little boo-boo, if you just keep blending, everything gets sorted out one way or another. Or not, I don't know. Maybe this is too far gone. I think I need to fix this with some concealer. Just gonna fix this a little bit. Okay, so I just finished up my brows and now we're jumping straight to the eyes. So I'm gonna show you guys how I get this really, really pretty, easy, smoked out liner. I've literally been getting questions all the time about this look and I've been rocking it like very much recently. So I'm gonna go into my Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner. Any eyeliner will work. I use a ton of different liners. This is the one that just happens to be in my kit. And the first thing we're gonna do, let me find my brush. So you wanna get a super, super tiny angled, what are these called? Angled pencil, pen, brush. There we go. Julia, are you a makeup artist even? Okay, so you wanna get an angled brush that's super skinny. You don't want anything too thick. And the first thing we're gonna do is just go into our eyeliner and we're just gonna make a little line. That's all we're gonna do. So I like to do this nice and close, so I always go from the very outside of my eye. So that means where your two tear ducts, like, is that what they're called? Tear ducts? Tear ducts the inside. Where your two like water lines connect. There we go. And that's your starting point. So kind of when you do an eyeliner, you want it to guide with your bottom waterline. So as it kind of swoops up, you just want it to continue the same motion. So that's a kind of a tip to help you. So I'm just going to extend that, just like that. And then I'm just going to fill in a little tiny bit at the bottom. I don't want to fill in too much because we're gonna smoke this out. So that's all we're gonna do. Boom. Boom shakalaka. And then we're gonna go into a really tiny brush. This is actually an eyeliner brush from Sigma, the E506, but any tiny little circular brush will work. And we're gonna start buffing this upwards. So I'm just doing little circular motions, kind of buffing it back and forth. So circular motions and then back and forth motions. And just gonna kind of pull upwards as well. And you can always, if you have like saggier eyelids, if you go like this, it'll help you as well. And just pulling upwards so it has a really nice blown out look. And then you can always go back into your eyeliner and your little tiny brush. And always start at the very bottom. So the very bottom is going to be the darkest, most intense color. So starting at the very bottom with the pigment and then kind of diffusing it upwards. You never want to start too high because then it will ruin the gorgeous blend. And then just kind of extending it. And I think this look is going to be super, super in this year. I feel like soft, fresh, blown out is going to be definitely really in, opposed to like harsh. And it's really, really easy to achieve, and it just looks really, really pretty. So as you can see, I'm really just taking my time, pulling this out, diffusing everything. And then you can always clean up that line right there. But that's pretty much it, guys. Super, super easy. You can always go in with like a tiny blending brush just to buff everything out even further. But usually I skip this step. But you can totally like get a brush just to diffuse it even more. Boom. And another thing to keep in mind is if you just use your tiny little brush to blend out, there might be a lot of product on there, so you might want to just clean it off before you go on to the second eye so that both eyes are like the same amount of blendedness. Do you know what I mean? So I know there's not a whole lot of product on this brush, so I'm just going to go right for it. I'm just taking a touch of concealer and we're just going to stamp that right at the edge and give it a really nice like cleaned up look. And then we're just buffing that out with my finger, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So everything is nice and tidy. Okay, I popped on some Ardell Wispy lashes and a little bit of mascara. Next, I'm gonna go into this white eyeliner by Annabelle. This is so cheap. You can get it right at Walmart, and I think it's like $3 or $4, and this is like my favorite. It doesn't move in your waterline, so it's really, really amazing. So I'm actually gonna put a white in my waterline, and if you guys have never seen this done before, it actually makes your eyes appear so much bigger, especially if you're somebody that gets like red bloodshot eyes. It just makes them look whiter and bigger and prettier and more doll-like. So I'm going to just do one eye. I can do this with one hand. And then, as you can see, like, already that makes a huge difference. And the other eye. I'm quickly just going to set underneath my eyes with this Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. Honestly, guys, I love this. I used to use my RCMA translucent setting powder every single day of my life. I've used it for like the past 3 years, and it was my ride or die. I recently started testing out this Too Faced one, and it works really, really amazing, and it smells so good. I think that's what really hooked me. The smell is just so delicious that I can't not use it now, guys. So you guys should test it out if you're looking for a good setting powder. And I like it because it's not translucent, but it's not yellow. It gives you like that nice pinky undertone, which I feel like does well with my skin. Okay, I'm gonna finish off my face. I know I'm like kind of all over the place when I do my makeup. I start with the face, then I go to the brows, then the eyes, the back of the face, then the lips. I know it's a process, but this is just like what I do. And yeah, so I'm gonna go into my NARS Orgasm blush, and I'm just gonna put that right on the apples of my cheeks. I really like this blush because of the tone it is, but then it also has like a really nice sparkle, so it gives you a little bit more of plump cheeks. Next up, I'm going to be highlighting with my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion. I actually just recently started using this. Where's my highlighter brush? But I actually really like it. I like, look at that. I like highlighters that are a little bit of like a whiter pearl tone right now, just because I'm so fair, and it really doesn't look good when you get a highlighter. When you use a highlighter that's too dark for you, it really looks muddy quickly. So that's something to really like pay attention to as you're in the winter months. We're in spring now, so hopefully soon I'll get my tan back. Do a little bit there, get a nice little mustache going. Okay, and last but not least, we are going to do my lips. I'm actually going to be mixing a few shades. These are the Buxom, what are these called? The Buxom Plumpline Lip Liner. So I'm going to be mixing the shade Ransom. And I like these because one side has a little brush and the other side is the product, and it's a really, really nice like crown pencil. So you can really get a lot of product on your lips. You don't have to sit there for 20 years trying to get the product on. So I'm just going to kind of fill my lips in with this color. I know this is very light. Imagine I went out like this. No, we are going to go into the shade now, Hustle Hustle, and I'm just going to define my lips. I always like to go in with a light shade and then define it with a dark shade. That's also really in right now, going for like that liner 70s look. I think it's the 70s. Maybe it's the 90s, I don't even know. And then last but not least, I'm just gonna go into this Tarte Bling Bling, just to add a little bit of bling to my lips. And the very last thing we're gonna do is go into this Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. So I don't typically wear this, especially in the summer, because I get super like greasy looking. But since I am using this matte foundation by Too Faced, I like to give my skin a little bit more of that dewy look. So I'm gonna put this all over my face. Alrighty guys, so here is the finished look. Thank you so much for staying tuned until the end of the video. I am so excited to finally get back into the routine of things, and I really, really want to amp up my YouTube and Instagram. I did move into a super, super stunning loft with big open windows, and it just gives me so much inspiration. So I feel like I'm gonna start creating really, really cool content for you guys. Please let me know down below what you guys wanna see, because of course I wanna do what you guys wanna see. So if that's creative or natural or skincare or fashion trend hauls, whatever you guys wanna see, let me know. And if you guys aren't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, remember to head over there and check that out at Julia Dantas Beauty. Remember to click the bell in the top right corner. You can be notified every single time I post, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.